tip. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Green teams with Leonard on the wings. Bonner is out there with Duncan. And it's Parker in at the 1 spot. Now here's Duncan. Here's Leonard. Offensive rebound. Nice hit again. And he lays it up and in. Bonner's got the first points up on the board for the Spurs.
Good way to start the game there. I mean, that's a nice inside bucket.
No question, Clark. I think they'd like to establish a presence down low early in the game to get their offense going.
Duncan dishes to Leonard. Outside, Green. Parker outside. DeRozan against Green. Shot clock at 6. Parker kicks to Duncan. All sorts of time. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Tim Duncan, Clark, one of the premier post practitioners in the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a handful. Long, crafty, skilled, can finish with either hand. I mean, he's got just about every shot he needs to be effective down there.
Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs winning their last game against the Detroit Pistons.
I just love the rhythm they got into offensively. They really started to click from the outset, and it carried through the whole way.
And that result was indeed impressive. They basically cruised all the way home.
And that one's good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Against Parker. Back to DeRozan. Raptors moving the ball around. Valanciunas passes to DeRozan. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Spurs have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, a short time ago, I had a chance to catch up with Greg Popovich. He told me that they're ready for an exciting game, going up against a team that's certainly capable of filling it up in a hurry. But he said, we can't get so carried away trying to score with them that we get away from playing tough, gritty defense. If you slack off even a little bit, they can really go off. Guys, we'll see if they can strike the right balance and even the series. Back to you.
And Doris, thank you as always. And of course, facing an offense like this, you really have to be aware at all times of the weapons they throw at you.
No question. You know, and it's one thing to plan for them. It's another thing when you actually see them. This is an explosive club, so they've got to be ready defensively.
Yeah, it takes some defensive creativity in my mind. He's shown himself to be a coach who's always got a few wrinkles in his pocket. You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
San Antonio with the ball. They've got an 8-0 run.
So much can be said about the Spurs' dominance as a franchise. 15 straight years of winning 50 games or more during the regular season. You know, last year they were at least 500 or better against every other team in the league, and they have been since 1976.
Here's Duncan, and it's good in the assist by Parker. Duncan's got his second bucket of the night.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and not even out of the first quarter yet.
It's not just their hot offense here. I mean,
they've been beaten by those teams, so just an incredible record.
Raptors trailed by 10. Here's Lowry. The half-court bomb falls off target. Here's Green. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
They've made one basket after another since getting this game started, and you wonder, is the blowout in store?
too early to say that and go there, Steve, but it has been pretty ugly so far.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. And it's the Spurs ball. A nice run going 12 in a row. The 10-footer. And that one's good. Parker's got 5 points so far.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
Now here's Johnson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Johnson kicks to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Johnson right side. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Some changes for Toronto. Patterson comes in for Amir Johnson. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for James Johnson. Then for the Spurs. Splitters checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for Matt Bobby. And it's Bellinelli in for Daniel Green. Diaw, the screen. Parker against Lowry. Parker kicks to Diaw. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 4 assists in the game.
And I'll tell you what, they've been step slow here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they're allowing too many open shots. They seem a little sluggish to me.
Toronto calls timeout. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And it was so important for their bench to come in and play well in that game. I thought that was critical to the victory.
Well, they got contributions up and down the roster, and that's what you need. Everybody who stepped on the floor contributed.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Hansbrough's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Williamson for DeMar DeRozan. A shot by Lowry, wide open. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here.
Greg Popovich with 15 straight 50-win seasons as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. What a remarkable streak of success. I don't really think folks understand what that level of consistency embodies. He's widely regarded as the best head coach in the NBA, and for good reason. He's the full package as a head coach.
Mills passes to Diaw. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Now here's Patterson. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Right now, let's check out the teams with the best free throw percentage. In fourth, the Raptors.
As I said, this is one of the better free throw shooting teams this season. Everybody's been doing their job from the charity stripe. They're actually taking advantage of free throws because they're knocking them down.
And Joseph gets to Diaw. Toronto grabs the miss. And now Williams inside. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Here's where Toronto sits right now in the league ranking. 4th in free throw percentage. 4th in lowest turnovers per game. And they also show up as a team in the top 5 in scoring. Boy, this team is balanced and versatile offensively.
Yeah, you look at the free throw shooting, Clark. It's very impressive. They've been in the top 5, as you talked about, and it's a result of a lot of effort, a lot of concentration. And when you shoot them that well, then you gain confidence and you really start attacking the rim because you want to go to the free throw line to shoot.
Shot clock at 5. Shot by Joseph, no good. Raptors trailed by 19. Here's Ross. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First trip to the line for him here.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. The Raptors making a switch here. That's off as well, so he misses both. Now Mills. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. On the money from 12 feet away. And here's Hansbrough. To end the drought. And no good. Trying to use the glass. And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. It's the Spurs running away with it. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
Next Friday night, the King.
And we resume our Valentine's Day broadcast. Glad to have you with us. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
You know, points off turnovers can be a very telling stat. We've seen a few of those from them already.
I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
Here's Vasquez. 11-point game his last outing. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Matt Bonner. And it's Duncan in at the 5 spot. Here's Parker. Dishes it to Leonard. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Tony Parker, I don't think there's any question the best player ever to come out of France. In fact, back in the summer of 2013, he led France to the Euro Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there for Parker.
San Antonio leading by 23. There's the pick. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Parker's got 7.
France has really produced some quality NBA players. You think about Boris Diaw, Nick Batum. Batum actually carried France in that title game against Lithuania.
Now here's Vasquez. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
DeRozan with it. He's picked up by Parker. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Outside, Green. He feeds it to Bonner. 6 to shoot. The drive by Green. A free run to the hoop and some thunder on the finish.
Not exactly the way the D would have drawn that one up.
And when you got the space, you might as well throw it down. That's what I always used to do.
Toronto calls timeout.
You know, all coaches hate defensively when you give up easy points in the paint. That's inexcusable. So that's the reason for this timeout here.
I think it came down to the fact they were getting beat inside, and that's why the coach called timeout. They were not winning the battle inside.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Vasquez. And here comes Kyle Lowry. He had 13 points in the win against Washington.
Did a great job picking the defense apart, too. It wasn't just his scoring. Give him credit for his passing in that game, too.
The Spurs have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Parker dishes to Leonard. Parker passes to Duncan. Back to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Leonard, no luck.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Johnson kicks to Johnson. Valanciunas with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Raptors as the city of Toronto is set to host the All-Star Game in 2016. Toronto has already contributed $500,000 to help host the event.
Well, you know, the city is one of the great cities in the world.
It is.
And they're excited. That city's excited to showcase itself as an entertainment destination. And for the NBA, a chance to make further inroads in the hockey-obsessed country of Canada.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, Coach Greg Popovich, the reigning coach of the year, a big part of his approach is empowering players. He says, quote, it's a players' game, and they've got to take charge. Rather than try to manipulate them, he said, it's a great feeling when players get together and do things as a group. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris.
You know, giving his players room to lead and allowing them to take ownership, I mean, I think that's part of the genius of Popovich.
Johnson. They get it again. Out to DeRozan to stop the run. Johnson, the pass to Valanciunas. Outside Lowry. Deflects the pass. Leonard with the steal. Green dishes to Leonard. And he slams it one-handed.
Look at that lead up and down the court. They have been in complete control all night.
And it's kept this building as quiet as a library. These fans have had nothing to cheer for.
It's deflected. And that'll be Toronto as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession.
That was an awfully risky pass, guys. Lucky it didn't wind up as a steal.
Well, it nearly did wind up as a steal, but no harm done in the end. They hang on to possession.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Tyler Hansbrough checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Amir Johnson. Terrence Ross is checked in for Johnson. And Lewis Williams subbed in for DeMar DeRozan.
Tyler Hansbrough, known as Psycho T back in North Carolina. Big-time banger, seeks contact offensively, and draws a lot of fouls, too.
And Hansbrough is single-minded offensively. And I don't mind that. Hey, you catch the ball in positions he gets it in to score. Some would even go so far as calling him a black hole, but you know, last season he was a little more selective, and I think he had his best season yet as far as scoring efficient.
And so he's able to get one of two. And Hansbrough, a pretty good post defender. His physicality really serves him well.
And he's improved his rebounding rate in the last couple of seasons as well. You know, he's got good mobility for his size, so keeps himself in the mix for all those loose balls.
Here's Ross. San Antonio with the rebound. Ellenelli's got his third rebound tonight.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Well, if you're doing enough good things and you're maintaining at least a slight edge on the boards, you're usually going to be in pretty good shape.
There's a minute 34 left now here in the second. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
And a chance to check out Kyle Lowry here. How his last 10 games have gone. He's right around 13 points a night, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. If it was an average player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were spectacular.
Yeah,
but
and
for him, it's simply run-of-the-mill.
And how much does that tell you about the talent he has? I mean, when the spectacular passes is average, that speaks volume.
Shot off the pick. The shot by Bellinelli. No good.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times. That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
And Joseph kicks to Splitter. And he gets it to go. Splitter's got his first 2 points of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range. He doesn't need to fade away on that move. He can go straight up, make it an easier shot.
San Antonio with the ball. They're on an 18-5 run. From 10 feet out, and the Spurs scoring again.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
Agreed. I mean, you look at the points, I mean, they're getting a lot of baskets off of assists, so the offense really clicking here.
Williams, that's good.
A little lucky, frankly, but they did get it to go.
San Antonio's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Feeds it to Diao. Now the dish to Mills. It's good. The assist that time from Diao. Mills has got his second basket of the night.
They've had the hotter hand in the first half so far, no question.
Yeah, it's because of all the high percentage shots they've been working for and getting.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. 19 seconds left in the first half. Now here's Joseph, averaging 8 points a game. Takes the 13-footer, bounces high off the rim and drops. Diao's got 7.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
For 3, Ross. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Spurs out in front, running away with this one. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Berg, standing by on this.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Pop.
It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
And all of a sudden tonight, he's become their big assist man. And his passing was the key to their offense in that first half. Not something you always see.
And that's not a role he usually plays, and one I'm not sure he's comfortable in, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and to his credit, he's done it.
Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Tony could well be the best point guard penetrator in the game. I mean, he's great at finding the seam and getting the ball up and off glass before the shot blocker can recover. And once the ball hits the glass and comes off, it's a no-touch zone for the defender.
Johnson with the block. They retain possession, and they get it back. Offensive rebound, and he gets it to go. 8 points for Tim Duncan.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far, Steve.
And even if it's only a modest advantage that they have in that category, it's still a significant factor.
Here's Johnson, and Bonner pulls it down.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Berg. Doris, over to you.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. What a great run. Thank you. And he gets it to go.
Beautiful lead pass there. He let his teammate run right underneath it.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Parker kicks to Green. Back to Parker. Lots of room. No good. And Toronto will come the other way. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his first foul. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. And Parker, here we go. And the wide open shot from Green. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 8 here in this one already. And the Raptors with the ball.
What is insane about the Spurs and how successful they are as a franchise is that in their entire franchise history, they've only missed the playoffs 4 times. That is absolutely remarkable.
And Green gets it to go.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
It's stolen by Duncan. Leonard attacking. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pulls up on the wing, and that misses everything. San Antonio with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2.
And with the Spurs in the playoffs, you can't even begin to think about a postseason without the Spurs being involved. Only 4 absences since 1976. That's incredible.
And that one's good. Johnson's got his first points of the game.
Nice touch near the hoop.
San Antonio's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall.
Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
The Raptors shooting only 21% from the field so far. 11 feet away. Good. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter. Of course, with the Spurs, the last time they missed the playoffs, they drafted perhaps one of the best power forwards of all time in Tim Duncan.
Well, you know, he's a part of why they haven't missed the playoffs since. But the organization has run really well from top to bottom. And they deserve nothing but the success they've had since their inception because of that.
Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to look at some of the players that are contributing in areas you might not expect. The top rebounding shooting guards of the past month. You look at Green. He does a great job inside. One of the top rebounders in the league.
You know, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area, strictly because of positioning. Typically, as a 2-guard, you're going to be on the perimeter a lot more often than you will be inside.
Yeah, but for all of these guys, you can point to their quickness as well as their superb instincts as to why they wound up on the list. I mean, you've got to have that nose for the basketball.
Here's Lowry. Second shot opportunity. The layup missed.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. It's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
He kind of threaded the needle with that pass into the paint.
Here's Johnson. And the shot falls short this time.
Johnson is one of the longest tenured Toronto Raptors. 6th season with the team now. And with the departures of Bargnani and Ed Davis, he's assumed the starting role, and I think he's responded quite well to it.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. And the Spurs with some changes. Left in the third. Diaw, the screen. Here's Joseph. Ross grabs the board. And Amir Johnson has said he wants to play the rest of his career, Steve, in Toronto.
Well, he's really embraced the community, connected with the fans. You know, for people who haven't been to Toronto, they don't know what they're missing. It's a wonderful city, and the support that the Raptors get is just awesome. I mean, they fill up the building, even fill up the park right outside the building to watch the games during the playoffs. It's awesome.
Here's Patterson. No good off the front iron.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Mills can't hit.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Now here's Joseph. He's tightly guarded. Williams with the block. They recover it. Mills passes to Joseph. And another shot. Hansbrough inside. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And an ideal
One of 10 tremendous assists in this game from Tony Parker.
What an excellent all-around game, too, Kevin. 10 assists just shows you what we already know about him, but he seems to know where his teammates are. He understands the offense and what the game plan is. He is very tough to defend.
I like what you say there. He understands the game plan. And there's always one, and got to execute it. He's the guy to do it. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Bellinelli. Hill's out there with Corey Joseph. Then it's Aaron Baines, and it's Diaw in a power forward. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result.
Hansbrough hits them both.
Toronto, Canada, the home for the NBA All-Star Game next season. And we know how global the NBA is. A lot of excitement and anticipation here in the T-Dot for a celebration of basketball.
Here's Diaw. Plays it up and banks it in.
Nice kick out after the defense had collapsed on him.
Toronto shooting a putrid 25% for the field. 4 shot selection all around. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And Toronto, guys, not necessarily viewed as a free agent destination in the NBA. But, Steve, it's a diverse city with a lot to offer.
And not least of which, Kevin, a vibrant nightlife, which I know you have enjoyed on occasion. But look, the Raptors, you know, they have a terrific home record. Particularly on Sunday matinee games. A lot of speculation that visiting players maybe were out a little bit too late the night before. Who knows? Maybe you even ran into them.
Steve, where are you getting this stuff from, man? You
Thanks,
are
Clark.
reaching. What are
Clark
you
and I are
talking about?
watching tape is what we're doing, right?
That's
We're
exactly
watching
what
tape.
we're doing.
Get ready for the broadcast.
Enjoying the 4 walls of the hotel room.
Well, the Toronto Raptors, guys, looking at a rebrand for a team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance, perhaps, to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur.
DeMar DeRozan is checked in for Terrence Ross.
And you go back to when the Raptors came into existence in 1995, it was Jurassic Mania, thanks to the hit movie at that time. That influenced the fan vote when it came to the team's name, but I think the Tyrannosaurus theme may soon go extinct.
Williams dishes to Bain. He used that pick to get in close.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
DeRozan in the corner. Out left to the wing. Here's Vasquez. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, you talk about the branding of this Raptors team, the new uniforms. Of course, we saw the Toronto-bred rapper Drake at a lot of their games sitting courtside. They had the playoff run last year. This is, I think, an up-and-coming franchise with a lot of opinion.
And here's the fast break. Fields leading the way. Lets it go with the 3. And that's going to be too many steps. It's the whistle on the travel.
The offense looking much more crisp here. They're taking better care of the basketball.
Steamsma checked in for Toronto. And San Antonio also making a switch. Honors checked in. Now Joseph. He dishes it to Bellinelli. It's stolen by Vasquez. Here's DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And now Williams inside. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence. We talk so much about how valuable expiring contracts and draft picks are in terms of building a team. But one thing that gets overlooked is just how important having a player on a good contract can be. It opens up so many possibilities for a team.
Inside. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it. And look to finish the play right there.
With the talk of value contracts, if you get a franchise player and only paying him half of what is expected, Clark, that's an extra all-star player you can afford on your roster.
And I think that's a big payoff with it. So much of how a team is constructed in the NBA involves how close they are to the salary cap. So you'd like to try to get as many really good players as you can at market value, or in some cases maybe below market value.
That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
Down low. They need this. Here's Hansbrough. Second-chance shot. And Baines pulls it down. Baines has got his 4th rebound in this one. To the paint. Here's Bonner. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
You look at NBA defenses now, more and more they're designed to deny points in the paint and three-pointers and concede long twos. That's the impact of analytics, because the numbers indicate the long two is the lowest percentage shot to take.
Here's Hansbrough. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Hansbrough's got 10 points here in the second half. The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. And Joseph kicks to Bonner. And he banks in the layup. You know, it seems players are starting to avoid those long twos early in the shot.
Yeah, and especially the elite scorers, becoming much more conscious about their shot selection. Last season, the top 5 scorers were more efficient than at any time since the ABA-NBA merger almost 4 decades ago.
Boris Diaz checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Joseph. For San Antonio, they've gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the 4th quarter. Basket by Diaz.
Boy, they are having their way in the paint right now. So many looks right at the rim.
Defensive rotations have been a step slow, and it's helped them get the ball in close time after time, Steve.
A wide open look here for DeRozan. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
And Mills kicks to Diaz. The pass to Bonner. Just 5 on the clock. Off target from the baseline. Raptors have gone just 2 of 8 in this 4th quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for San Antonio.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah. And so now, on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And this result will get them square in this season series at 1 game apiece. So important for them to get back a little momentum against an opponent who took them to task previously.
Yeah, going down 2-zip would have made their 3rd and final meeting of the season very difficult to win. But now they'll go into it really liking their chances.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Parker. And a big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving and finding guys when they would flash open.
Tries to keep it alive. Hansbrough misses.
Really good defense, but you got to set better screens than that offensively. You're not doing your team any good forcing a shot like that one.
No, I agree. He's got to know better than that.
And Mills kicks to Bellinelli. Mills passes to Bonner. Off target at the rim. Toronto's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Now the feed to Vasquez. From deep, there's the block. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one.
You guys, I'm here with Tony Parker, and